Scorpio, come out to play. Scorpio, come out to play. Scorpio, come out to play. It's time. The 14th of May, it's going to be the day when you're really going to need to think about who impressed you so much on this particular day. Who impressed you so much on this particular day? Who actually did something or who said something to you on this particular day that you actually can't stop thinking about. This is so important for you to realize. This is so important for you to understand. This is so important because this is going to be a huge new starting point. That particular person is going to play an important role in your life later on, but it's not about that. It's about the fact that there is going to be a certain realization that you're going to have about yourself, about your life, about your direction, an idea. This is all going to be about a certain idea that you're going to have. My Scorpio, come out to play. Scorpio. Exactly. This is all going to be about a certain idea that you are going to receive, a certain idea that you are going to have, a certain idea that is going to manifest, certain idea that is going to happen in your life, certain idea that is going to travel towards you. It's going to be absolutely, literally life changes. I cannot stress enough how important the 14th of May, the 14th of May is going to be. And that particular idea is just going to be going in your mind and going in your mind. And keep on repeating in your mind and keep on repeating in your mind. It's going to come from the certain person that you trust, from the certain person that you like, from the certain person that you think really highly of, and the certain person that is very powerful in many different ways. As I said, it's the 14th of May that is going to be very significant. It may be happen on that particular day when you get that idea from that person, or you could have already spoken to that person. You could have already had a chat with this person. Maybe you were watching this person. Maybe you were reading about this person, and then on this particular day, on the 14th of May, this particular word is going to come back, knock on your spiritual door. Come on, Scorpio, come out to play. And this is going to be your time to play, because this idea is going to be just the beginning of something really important, just the beginning of something really significant, just the beginning of one of the most important times of your life. Okay, and let me just tell you something that what else is really important when it comes to this particular idea. What really is important when it comes to this particular idea, that this is also going to be like a new starting point that is going to reveal other things about your life, other things about what you've been doing so far, and other things about your life in general, and other things about your life and people in your life as well. This is so good. As I said, this is just the beginning, and the 17th of March 2020, the 17th of March, 2020, it is going to be the next stage, next huge, next massive, very important stage when this is going to start manifesting on a whole new level. What I advise you is just have an open mind. Keep on going through the months like there is no tomorrow. Try to not to worry and try to keep on trying. Try to keep on taking as many new things as possible. Try to be really adventurous. Try to be really ready for the new beginning. Try to be really optimistic, and instead of being scared or something like that, thinking negative, just straight away sort your mind and just start having, and then automatically you're going to have a clear picture, and automatically this is not going to block you. Don't block yourself. You're very strong, Scorpio. You're very powerful, Scorpio, and your power of mind is ridiculously powerful. My Lord, ridiculously powerful. So if you kind of thinking about something and you just block yourself, from something in your mind, oh no, it's not going to happen, and then that it's not going to happen because you've already did it, you've already stopped it, you've already blocked it yourself. And that's why I'm saying it's so important. Be optimistic, my babies. Go out and play. Be optimistic and take as much as you can. The bottom line is that the 14th of May is going to be an incredibly magical day for you indeed. It is all going to be about your own rebirth and about your own personal magic, okay, that it's going to become evident. Your magic is in form of your own power, your own energy that is just going to be and feel very strong. You are going to plant the seed that is just going to become ridiculously important later on, okay, in year 2020. As I said, this is going to be the next stage of this, what you're going to actually do. It's so important, like I cannot express how important, I cannot explain how important this is actually going to be. So the 14th of May, it's also the day when I would like you to kind of have number 7 in your pocket, number 7 in like a little pendant, number 7 written on your hand, number 7 maybe like written on your leg, number 7 written on your forehead. Now, as long as you have number 7, you at the same time you're attached to the particular energy of this number. This is a very angel energy, very energy strongly connected to your angels, to your spirit guides, to your guardian angels. And at the same time, when you're connected to this energy, you have this with you. You kind of help these things to happen quicker, and you kind of like work with this flow. You work with this energy, and then you are able to kind of connect to everything around you, and you're able to see things crystal clear instead of murky. So I would highly suggest you to have a number 7, somehow the energy of this number with you on this particular day. Okay, so now basically talking about what is your number going to be this month, my gorgeous Scorpios. Your number is going to be number 11. Number 11 is such an important number. Number 11 is such a powerful number, and number 11 is also strongly indicating that your life is about to change. The fear is going to become bravery. The sadness is going to become happiness. The things that were driving you crazy by being really slow and by not having any progress, the negativity or any murkiness around you. I'm not saying it's completely going to disappear, but I'm saying that you're just going to be able to feel things and to sense things from a completely different angle. And that angle is going to be huge. That angle is going to be absolutely amazing, because it is also going to be an important time, because you're going to get an advice. There is an advice from certain person, certain lady, certain amazing female person in your life that you think very highly of. She's going to give you a wonderful advice as well, based on your current situation, that it's also going to be very beneficial for you later on, and most certainly it is going to be the right person to give you the advice. Let me tell you something else, my babies. It's also basically about your success and about your obstacle. Listen to me. The bottom line here is that there is an obstacle that you are going to go over. An obstacle is going to be like, oh Lord, dear Lord, help me. And it's going to make you feel like, no, there's no way that I'm going to go through this. But you know what? You're going to do so well. The obstacle that you're going to have this month, it's going to surprise you. It's going to involve other people around you. This is what number 11 also means, yeah? It's going to involve you, other people around you. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, bit of a competition, but you're going to do absolutely so well, because you're going to overcome a certain obstacle, okay? And there is going to be the certain negotiation that you're going to have, and that negotiation that you're going to have is going to be absolutely brilliant. And then also an interesting chat, an interesting conversation with somebody else about your life, about your personal life, like about the things what you do, about your love lives and things like that. There is also going to be a really quite interesting advice that you are going to gain, advice that you are going to get, and it's going to help you to just look at your picture again from a slightly different dimension. But on another hand, it is all about the actual successful negotiation that you are going to have. And the successful negotiation this month is going to be a turning point, and it's going to be absolutely mind-blowing indeed. Not only you're going to end up with so much more, but you're also going to realize that you've got more than what you thought actually to move on with your life after this moment, after this point. This is so good. I cannot even explain how good this is, because it's going to surprise you in the best possible way. This is all about your own victory. If you do have some kind of negotiations to make, you know, or if you need to have a certain negotiations, do you know what? It's just like basically the whole month is going to be absolutely brilliant. So when it comes to you negotiating, you can just go on and have negotiation throughout the month, because it's going to be important and the energy is going to be on your side. It's going to bring you balance and a right, absolutely perfect grounding indeed. The whole new motivation that is going to come through this month, the whole new motivation that is just going to make you feel really optimistic and really great, and those sad areas in your life are going to disappear. They're not going to be sad anymore. They're going to be quite something to look forward to, and you're going to see them as in a form of a challenge rather than a sadness, and I think that's absolutely brilliant. What else I was going to say, that when it comes to your actual health, my gorgeous Scorpios, when it comes to the actual health, you see the energy levels are going to be really good again, because this is the time, this is the moment, this is the month when you're going to start feeling really energetic, very optimistic, and you're going to find yourself like achieving quite a lot when it comes to that. But on another hand, what I was going to say is just like a stomach trouble. I'm keep on seeing stomach trouble, I'm keep on seeing digestion, and you're not the only sign, and with certain signs, it seemed to be one of the things that I keep on repeating, but keep on repeating. But basically, this is the thing. Certain signs have got a certain sensitivities about themselves when it comes to the certain ailments and things like that. So when it comes to you, it's like digestion and your stomach, that is going to be quite. Oh, they came for me. They came to pick me up. No, anyway, so basically, never mind. Okay, so basically, yeah, it's just all about like basically it's the digestion that I'm gonna need you to pay attention to. It's just the stomach, you know, and digestion. And please try to get like something like basically spirulina in a tablet form, or spirulina in like in a powder form, as long as it's natural, organic preferably. But if you can't get organic, as long as you can get it like without any like a nasty ingredients or something like that. So spirulina is actually really good, like when it comes to your stomach, when it comes to your stomach health. It's good like for your body in general, but it's good for the energy, for the stress and things like that. So it is something that I would highly recommend you, is to get a combination of spirulina, and also to get like a friendly bacteria you can take like in the form of a capsule, or you can take like in the form of like a yogurt. It's just so important to just keep on doing this and keep on using this, so this can actually help you throughout the months when it comes to digestion. On another hand, please try to avoid sugar and try to avoid milk if possible. Please, because these are one of the causes of bad digestion sometimes, in the stomach pain and the stomach sensitivities, believe me not. So if you can just try to avoid this and try to stick to drinking lots of water. As much water you can drink throughout the month, that's actually better. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, please check with your doctor, with your GP, with your doctor, with your GP, because only your doctor, your GP can actually tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not, okay? Now, going on to the first day of May 2019. Now, the 1st of May, it is just going to be so good for you, because you're going to get a good news. You're going to have a good realization about your work, about your skill. You're going to feel really good, and you're going to feel praised. People are going to praise you, and that is just going to be your beautiful vavavoom spiritual petrol. This is going to be so good for your confidence, so good for your self-esteem, and this is just going to kind of like put a really big smile on your face. But it's also going to, new option, it's going to kind of become very attractive to you here. And in order to get where you want to get, in order to grab that new option that is going to become available, you still need to kind of work on what you have been working on so far. One step at a time, my babies, one step at a time. And also think about the balance and harmony. Just keep doing and keep doing what you're doing, and you will see what is going to be revealed to you later on, okay? And this is all going to start happening from the very first day of May 2019. When you think about it, no, it wouldn't make sense, but then later on it's just going to be like, oh my god, literally like that. Okay, I would highly suggest you also like to get something like Green Aventurine. Green Aventurine is absolutely a must, especially if we are going through the changes, if we are like focusing on work, if we are focusing on career, if we are focusing on our finances. But this helps you to kind of like feel grounded, have things, you know, see things crystal clear, attach to the things, you know, in an easier way without feeling like a little bit stressed or nervous or anxious, you know. And it's also going to help you a lot with the prosperity in general. It just basically helps you, but it grounds you in such a nice and gentle way. But especially when it comes to making decisions, when it comes to our work, career, and important decisions, that this is something that I highly recommend. I recommend you to wear Green Aventurine throughout May and June. These are going to be the key days. These are going to, the key dates for you, months, you know, the key months to wear Green Aventurine, because a lot is going to happen, and without even realizing, you will be making really important decisions. This Green Aventurine comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. And by buying this, of course, you're supporting my channel as well. Okay, the second important date, my gorgeous Scorpios, is going to be 11th of May. Now, 11th of May is going to be really important because it is just going to be a very special relationship that it's going to kind of come back into your life. Very special in relationship. It's going, somebody is going to return into your life, but this is not a lover, this is not a boyfriend, this is not a girlfriend or something like that. This is somebody who's very special in your life, some person that you haven't seen in a really long time, like perhaps a person from your childhood, or maybe family member that you didn't talk for a really long time. This is so important because they will also have some kind of important message for you. It's not maybe to do with you necessarily, but it is going to surprise you, and it is going to make you realize something really important about somebody that you didn't know. But this is going to be good for you because at the same time you're going to be glad, you're going to be happy, but it's also going to give you some kind of inspiration as well. Watch this space. This is a good person, this is a good friend, you know, this is somebody whom you can actually, you know, somebody who's like a very strong part of your spiritual journey, if I can say it like that. Sometimes you don't see people like really good people, really important people in your life for like 20 years, you know. Every single time when you see them, the things feel exactly the same. These are the real people in our lives. These are the real friends, you know. People change, of course, but the feelings, you know, it all depends, you know. People change, feelings even change, but like a strong friendship and love, it stays the same, especially when it comes to strong people, strong friendship, you know, when it's real, it just becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. This is when you know that these people are very special and very powerful part of your spiritual journey is with them, you see. This is why every time you see them and every time you come across them, you know, nothing literally changes. Okay, also, you know, the whole new security is going to come because the financial situation is going to start improving here, and this is so good because it's all about your own rewards, and it's all about you, things that you were worrying about, things that you were uncertain about. Now there is some kind of option become available for you here, and you're going to like it because you're going to be able to relax, and that is going to be so good for you because you're also going to have the moment here where you will want to kind of like reward yourself, perhaps like maybe a little spa, perhaps you will want to buy something really nice and really big. Just do it. Sometimes this energy is just so good because it helps you like it's not about being materialistic or something like that, but it's just kind of going through lives and doing things and kind of trying things, you know, and seeing how we feel about things. And if we don't try things, we're not going to know, you know. And this is why I'm saying, not that money is important, but I'm just saying that this is going to play a really important role when it comes to the certain inconsistency as well. Okay, there's a certain inconsistency that you will realize about yourself. Why were you inconsistent? Why didn't you follow up? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? This is so good because that in itself is going to make you question a certain part of your life, certain part of your journey, and then there is also going to be some kind of little benefit, money that you are going to get. Money that you are going to get, it's not going to be absolutely massive, absolutely huge, but it's just going to come at around the right time because it's going to help you to realize something about your own personal advantage. Okay, the third important date, or fourth, because I told you the 14th. Now the fourth important date, it's going to be on the 30th of May, 30. Now the 30th of May, it's basically going to, like, do you know what? It's just going to make you feel like a little bit restrained, and the restriction that you're going to feel is just going to kind of be caused by other people. It is going to happen to you, but it's kind of going to be caused by other people, because it's just all about a certain negativity and a certain negative energy. And that in itself is just, it's also going to happen with a certain surprise, okay, certain surprise, okay, but it's just like gonna come like at around the same time when you also have a certain achievement. So you're gonna feel happy with yourself because you had a certain achievement with your life, but then again at the same time it's going to be like a little yin yang that is going to happen, and then it's going to kind of throw you out of balance a little bit, but that is going to be so good without even realizing. This is going to be an important moment, because you're going to start feeling about this, you're going to start thinking about a certain stage in your life, about certain direction here, and this is going to be huge. Because it's all about you, all about your practicality, all about your knowledge, all about what you have done so far, and all about what is going to be the next stage of your journey. There is something really important going to happen, because a certain unfulfilled hopes that you had only like a last couple of years that made you feel a little bit pessimistic, and that made you feel like, oh no, I didn't have a great time, you know, because it was connected to the certain lack of opportunity. Now this is going to change, and this is going to be mind-blowing, and now by the end of the day, on the 30th of May, you're actually going to have a really wonderful realization. It's going to be weird, it's going to be bizarre, because at the end of the day, on the 30th of May, it's going to feel a little bit weird, a little bit strange. You know, after 7 or 8 o'clock in the evening, you're going to start feeling this new dimension, which is going to start coming closer and closer to you. But this is so good, because the spirit world, and between this world and the spirit world, you know, the actual veil is going to become very thin, and this is why the energy is going to become really heavy. By the same time, there is some really bright idea that you are going to have about a new stage in your life, but in order to do this, you're going to need to change things, adjust things, and take some kind of learning experience on. However, this is going to be absolutely brilliant indeed. Okay, brilliant new stage about to be revealed, and that is just going to become new optimistic point in your life. Okay, so now going on to the first part of May 2019, it is all about you feeling your vavavoom, you feeling your power. You're going to feel re-energized. You're going to feel absolutely great from the very first day, very first part of May 2019. You may not feel straight away as soon as you open your eyes in the morning. You may still feel tired, but just watch what's the very first thing on your mind on the 1st of May in the morning. On the 1st and 2nd of May, these are 2 days are really important. 1st and 2nd of May, watch what's the very first thing on your mind in the morning. This is going to be your angel. This is going to be your spirit guide. This is going to be a past relative that passed away, perhaps, is going to try to give you information, really important information on both days that are going to have a significant impact on your life. So May, the beginning of May, is going to be all about your rebirth, all about you feeling a very strong connection and reconnection with the earth, and it's all going to be about the power and the radiance that you are going to have. This is going to be absolutely fantastic combination, because it's just going to help you to like kind of deal with a certain problem. Why did you feel a disharmony with a certain person in your life? There is the disharmony that oh my god, there's this certain disharmony that happened with somebody else in your life, and it shouldn't happen, and it's trying to let you know, and it's trying to let you know about something, and it's trying to warn you about something, and it's not you, it's not your problem. So you need to kind of see what this is, and this is going to require like a certain change when it comes to your home, when it comes to your life, when it comes to the certain advancement. You know, you're going to need to make a change, and this is all going to be entirely up to you. It is all about the vision. There is a vision that you're going to have, and you're just going to start feeling very closely connected to this vision, and that vision is just something that you had some time back and you wanted to do, but then suddenly you had a lack of control because there was somebody that was like kind of dominating you, but in a bad way, in a negative way, somebody that was very strong around you. It could be a person at work, it could be somebody in your life, somebody that was dominating you in a negative way, it was draining your energy, and it was causing you to focus, causing you to not to focus, causing you not to concentrate to the best of the abilities. So now that is going to be kind of sorted out, and that is going to be kind of this vision that you're going to have. It's going to be even stronger because you will know this, you will be able to recognize this, and now you're also going to recognize that there is you've got resources to move on with your life and efficiently. You just need to do it one step at a time. You can do a really big change. You just need to do it one step at a time. By the time we get to the second part of May 2019, you're also going to have, ooh la la, some kind of inheritance money is going to become evident to you. Inheritance. If you haven't got anybody to get an inheritance from, then this is going to be somebody who is just basically going to, maybe this is going to be, if you haven't got anybody to leave inheritance, maybe you haven't got a family, then it is going to be like a kind of realization. You're going to hear about someone who, and other people that are going to be part of this money as well. Some money is going to be owned to you, and other people are going to be part of it, and you're going to hear about it. You're going to be kind of aware of this, you see. However, the financial situation is going to start improving, and this is really good actually, because this is going to help you quite a lot with a certain stage, with a certain change that you wanted to make. This is going to be quite really nice at the right time, and you will see exactly what I mean, because this is going to be that last drop that is going to help you to grow wings and fly just like a little butterfly. You're going to have your moment, okay? What else I was going to say to you is just like you see, it's basically the second part of May is also going to kind of make you feel a lot like you're going to really be very deep. You're going to feel very spiritual, but you're going to feel very strong about it, and you will want to see what is restricting you, what is making you feel unhappy, why you keep on doing things that are maybe making you feel unhappy. Now it's time to change. It's time to move on. It's time to do things slightly differently, and that in itself is just going to be your own vavavoom time, your own spiritual petrol indeed, because it's automatically going to make you feel really good. Automatically it's going to make you feel really radiant. Automatically it's just going to give you really nice, beautiful, powerful food for thought, to something to look forward to, and not to dwell in the past. Don't dwell in the past, and don't think about the problems that are going on now. Just focus on what's the next stage of your journey, and because this in itself is just going to be huge for you, powerful, and most certainly it is going to be your enlightening moment. Your enlightening moment is just going to give you so much light, and it's going to be so illuminated as well towards those areas in your life where you lost determination, because you felt powerless. And this is where the power of mind comes. Think positive, because this month, this is going to be the most important time to actually focus and think positive, because the whole new determination is going to come through. That exuberance and determination that is going to come through is just going to be completely connected to the certain communication breakdown, so you couldn't do it before. So on one hand it's going to help with a certain communication breakdown, but on another hand it's going to have direct edit when it comes to the future planning. Something important in your future is going to become evident here. By the time we come to the last part of May, there is a certain part of your future that you're going to need to sort out, okay? So this is an important time to realize what you need to do now in order to make sure that this is going to be different, or that this is going to be the next stage of really good in the future. So this is going to be an important time, and also this is going to come through the fact that there is a big ending going to happen, the ending of chaos and confusion in your life that was preventing you to actually achieve your victory and mental clarity. But it's more about the mental clarity, because if you haven't got a mental clarity when it comes to spirituality and the spiritual vision, it's very difficult to kind of attach to things around you and just kind of try to absorb what's going on. So this is all about kind of coming from mental confusion, and then it's like basically like a chaos that was causing chaos, and that was causing you to kind of realize something really important about your life. So that is coming to an end. So that in itself is just going to become your victory and mental clarity, because you're going to realize the worst is over, especially when it comes to something that was preventing you to move on. So now that is going to become your power. It's going to become highly optimistic time for you, and your concentration is just going to be like ooh la la, and you will really want to like a kind of next step, next stage. Like whether you're working for the company, you will want to like some kind of promotion. It's going to become very strong here, because you will feel very committed to the task at hand, and that in itself is just going to be the starting point that is just going to become evident for you later on. You will see exactly what I mean. This is so just highly connected, and this is all happening because before you didn't have you had a certain lack of closure. You weren't too sure. Now the things that you were unsure about are going to become like, oh la la. It's absolutely brilliant, and this is going to happen with the whole new synchronicity that is going to come through forward, and it's just going to make you feel really good about yourself and really excited about the problems instead of viewing them as like something negative. Okay. And there is a challenge that you are going to have. It's important to say that you're going to do really well. The end of May is going to bring a big challenge. Okay, this is going to mean to you so much. So much. Be very open-minded. Give 1000% with whatever you do throughout the May 2019. The only thing that I'm going to say to you when it comes to this challenge, the advice, do not jump into conclusion. Okay, Tiger's Eye is absolutely brilliant. Please get Tiger's Eye crystal. Tiger's Eye crystal is like quite basically this comes with the sterling silver setting and the sterling silver chain, and the link is in the description below. If you buy this, you also help to my channel as well. By buying a Tiger's Eye, this helps you a lot to not to jump into conclusions, as it protects you from negative people, from negative energy, from an evil eye, and all these things can actually affect us in such a way where we can have a lot of cloud around us, and then it kind of stops us from then it kind of makes us to jump into conclusion, because picture that we see, it's not really right. So that's why I'm saying by having Tiger's Eye, it's going to help you to keep yourself grounded, but at the same time, it's going to make you really sharp. So this is something that I highly recommend, to get Tiger's Eye and to also have it throughout May and June, because you're going to find it really effective indeed. But it's also going to help you not to jump into any conclusion. So this is the only thing that I want to tell you about the challenge, which is going to happen in May, the end of May 2019, and you're going to be part of it, and this is going to be huge later on. Okay, so now my gorgeous Scorpios, now I'm going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to connect to those of you that are actually in relationship. You know, your partner is actually going to surprise you a little bit. Your partner is going to be a little bit nervous, a little bit stroppy this month, just a little bit, because it's a lot going to be happening, and it is going to be very active time when it comes to your partner, whether this is going to be like a way of thinking, or whether this is going to be like the way, if you're retired, then this is going to be like a way of thinking, or whatever they're doing, you know, and if your partner is working, then this is going to be really active time when it comes to their work and their own determination. Something that they have been working on for a really long time is going to pay off. Okay, and this is going to be so amazing, and it's going to be brilliant for you, both of you, and most certainly it is going to bring a new starting point. On one hand, you're going to realize something really important about your partner, and on another hand, your partner is going to realize something really important about them. But then again, it's just all about how responsible they are, how amazing they are, how powerful they are, and they stick to their things that they were doing. And now certainly this is going to be the time when this is going to be paying off. This is so good, because this is going to be so good for both of you, of course, but then it's also something very important going to happen here, an important conversation that you are going to have, and the conversation that you are going to have is just going to involve both of you to sit down, to talk about a certain problem that you had recently, but at the same time to kind of make a really big decision. There's a massive, huge, powerful, life-changing decision that you and your partner are going to have by the end of this month. Okay? Now, I'm going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to concentrate on those of you that are actually single and ready to mingle. Now, let me tell you this is going to be crazy, man, in a good way, in the best possible way, because it's all about flirting. Scorpios, this is not about you going out and finding someone, oh, the love of my life, you know, great, you know, there's plenty of time for that. No, this is a great time to actually, you know, one step at a time, and this is there's plenty of time for that. Now, this is a time for action. This is the time to go out. This is the time of rediscovery. This is the time when you're going to be really busy, and this is the time when you're going to be meeting lots of people, not only like if you are working through work, but through the certain activities, through the certain changes, through the certain ideas that you had, you know, that you wanted to do like differently. This is going to be the key point where you're going to meet lots of people. There are very interesting people that you're going to meet this month, and you're going to find yourself in an interesting situation, because there are people that are going to be fancying you and liking liking you, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe they like me, you know, and that in itself is just going to be so good for you, so good for your radiance, and so good for your confidence. But when it comes to this, you see, it's basically what I was going to say is that it's you need to kind of forgive and forget to someone. There is a particular person here that is just going to come back into your mind, and you need to let them go. You need to let them go. This is either someone who you had relationship with, or either someone maybe you had just a little bit naughty room time with, or maybe somebody whom you were like somebody who you were like a fancying, you know, somebody who you were like a liking, you know, and you just couldn't let them go because you're very strong. Your power of mind is very strong. You're very deep. You're very emotional. You're very sensitive. When you like someone really much, so you know that person becomes and stay part of your spiritual journey for a long time, part of your mind for a long time. So that means that you're still holding grudges to someone, my babies. So is it the last, maybe you never had a partner, you know, and maybe you're still holding grudges to someone. Try to find out who do you still like feel a little bit negative towards. Even if you didn't have a relationship, you know, it's still going to be maybe somebody who affected you in a certain way. Maybe somebody told you something, you know. There is some kind of negative realization, negative situation, some kind of negative grudge that is holding a negative vibration that is attached to you when it comes to somebody else. So there is going to be like some kind of like a judgment that you are going to have, and you need to remember that it's time to forgive and forget to that particular person, because that's the only way for you to heal, and that's the only way for you to release yourself. And once you do this, you're just going to become like a part of the different dimension immediately, and that in itself is just going to finish whatever happened with that person. If anything happened, that in itself is just going to close all the spiritual door around you between you and that person, and the keys are going to disappear, and the next day the keys are going to appear again, and they're going to be completely different, and they're going to lead towards the completely different rooms, and every single room is going to reveal amazing vavavoom person. But before that, you just need to realize who this is, and before you go to sleep or whatever, you know, before you meditate, you know, just say to yourself, I'm gonna forgive you, I'm gonna forgive you, I'm gonna forgive you. Okay? Let me just see what is going to happen for those of you that are single this month. You see, no, it's absolutely incredible. This is something that you need to do. You see, this is something that it actually needs to happen. You see, I had to do this now again because this is just something that it needs to happen, because it is very important. You just need to, it's all about the force. This is it. You see, it's all about this. It's all about your strength. It's all about your power. It's all about you going from one dimension to another dimension, from one realization to another realization. Okay, from one point to another point. You know, this is going to be really good. The bottom line is you are going to rediscover yourself this month. Okay, be as active as possible, go out as much as possible, try new things, as many new things you can try as possible, because you are going to rediscover yourself. And believe me or not, this month is going to be crucial. Not that you're going to find somebody, the love of your life, but it's going to be the beginning of something really good, beginning of something really special, the beginning of something really important in your life. Okay, and that in itself, believe me or not, it's going to have direct impact on the person that it's about to walk into your life. There is somebody very powerful that is about to walk into your life, somebody that is about to sweep you off your feet, literally. But it wouldn't happen if this month didn't happen. And this is where your strength, this is where your power, this is where your vavavoom is going to come back, okay, in the form of the best possible confidence ever, which is going to give you the most amazing power. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpios, my beautiful babies, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love you to bits. I'm sending you brightest blessings, healing, love and light. Mwah. Okay, my gorgeous Scorpios, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Mwah.